a little more audio before we blow things up and get the dynamite. Samantha Irvin recently came up on the show. You, in the middle of the review for Backlash, instead of reviewing the three-way women's match, decided to talk about the appreciation you have for what she's doing and how, especially under the new regime, she's being allowed to do it.
Just so I wouldn't be accused of being completely sexist, I didn't want to see a three-way male or female. See, now that sounds even worse than Flair doing improper things in a bathroom. But I didn't want to see the match, but I noticed that Samantha Irvin, she's got the oomph, the facials, the inflection. She's really delivering it. And the whole thing, I don't know that I ever said I hate this woman specifically. She has done something that has offended me, and I resent her presence on earth as a person as much as I can't. And still, in a lot of cases, I can't get the women, female ring announcers. It doesn't sound the same as the Finkels and the Buffers and the Lennons and the having that gravitas. But she stood out there in that environment, and I complimented her for it. And now I hate that, because the comments passed in the night, we recorded it, and then by the time it was released, there was a comment from her that apparently, as you're going to talk about, that she likes me, and I hate for people to think that I said that I liked her just because she said she liked me. I want it to be taken as a legitimate compliment rather than just her stroking my taint and me stroking hers, or whatever the case.
No, that's not the case, and no one is doing that. And for the record, I liked her a lot longer than you did. You just are a Johnny-come-lately front-runner here, but...
Well, you've had a longer relationship with stroking her taint.
Again, not what we're saying, but what we are saying is that she said something about you, and we have some audio here. This is from Not Sam Clips on YouTube. Let's go to this. She's talking about being a big fan of Shawn Michaels.
I always drop the Royal Rumbles, 95 and 96 are my favorites. Royal Rumble 96 specifically, and his whole run of 1996. So Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 12.
The boyhood dream finally coming true.
Yeah, all of that. Every match of that year I watched over and over and over and over and over again. SummerSlam with Vader, Psycho Sid.
You must have gotten real upset when he hit Jose Lothario with that camera.
I know. Don't play Jose like that.
I know.
Just terrible.
This guy's a legend.
Just terrible.
Hey, stop one second. But I'm gaining a new appreciation for her, that she's not just one of these girls that wanted to fucking do this to be on TV and graduate to making major motion pictures and sitcoms. But that's just...
yeah, I saw Nikki Bella on TV, and I said, I'd like to bounce.
Yeah, she's not the Bella generation. Bella inspired.
Terrible guy.
Really?
But he got what was coming to him.
Well,
Shawn got his title back.
You know, look, Jim Cornette doesn't like me.
Jim Cornette does not like you.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, probably not. He does not like you?
That's what I've heard.
Oh.
But it's his fault that I'm this way. I think he thinks that I'm too much. That's what I've heard. But I grew up watching him. I blame him fully.
I mean, Jim Cornette was a lot.
He was a lot. And now I'm a lot. And I grew up watching him. So it's absolutely his fault.
Yeah, he had that tennis racket, the bright jackets and everything. Screaming all the time.
All the time.
Right.
Yep.
You're putting on a show.
Yep.
That's what this is. It's show business.
It's show biz.
I get it.
All right. Well,
who's the host, by the way?
I believe this is Sam Roberts. He's been on some of these WWE documentaries.
Have I ever heard of him before?
I don't know. I mean, maybe from these WWE documentaries.
Yeah, I don't know. The name doesn't ring a bell. But anyway, no, I feel bad that Samantha thinks that I don't like her. Like I said, it was more the concept of the women's voices. They don't get it when they're but at the same time, she's got a little something there going on. So I noticed her announcing, and also you gotta have some kind of sympathy for what she's gone through, and being able to come back and be on television and perform at this level after losing her husband. You heard about her husband getting bit by that, what was it, a jellyfish, and dying? The crocodile hunter, Steve Irvin.
See, you had me for a second. I'm thinking you have some awful story. It's Steve Irwin And I had no relation to her. He's from Australia. He died.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so her husband didn't get bit by a jellyfish.
It was a stingray, I think.
Well, stingray, jellyfish, you say tomato, I say tomato. But it wasn't her.
It wasn't.
It was
no.
Somebody else.
Somebody else.
Never mind.
A very famous somebody else.
Well, but pretty soon, hey, if she keeps plugging away, she can be famous enough to get bit by a jellyfish.
Well, let's hope not. She's doing a good job, and the more you hear her talk, and she's got that Beatles tattoo, which gives me a whole new respect for her, and now you hear her, she's a fan. She didn't like the Psycho Sid matches with Shawn. Those are the matches where Shawn started getting booed, if you remember right.
Yeah. So she's one of the good ones, one of the good female ring announcers. We can consider her one of the family, one of the cult, one of the people.